Anyway, so that was the importance of being me. So how was your week?
My week was pretty chill. I was at home helping mom with everything. Dad's recovering from surgery pretty well. So, yeah, it was my last week at home helping. Tomorrow I'll be back at work.
Oh, gross.
I know, right?
Are you actually eager to go back to work, or would you rather be at home still?
Yeah, it's kind of 50-50.
You kind of want to see the kids again?
Yeah,
Gross.
yeah, I do. I know, right?
Kids, man.
I kind of fell off the face of the earth for them for a while.
Yeah. They're going to be like, Miss, what happened to you?
Yeah, I got to come up with an exciting cover story.
You're like, so you'll never believe this, but I'm a sleeper agent, and I got activated this week.
Yeah, man.
I had to go to Russia and fight some spies.
Kicking ass.
Yeah.
Can't say that.
Not that they'd believe you anyway.
I usually try to come up with something, and it usually involves me in an underground gambling ring.
Oh.
Yeah, I
See,
usually
I'd
tell
believe
them.
that.
They're like, Miss B, where were you? Um, I took a train to and they're like, where, Miss? I took a train to Nevada. Started in an underground gambling ring.
Mm.
They're like, oh, did you get a lot of money? Yeah, I got all the money. I was rich, filthy rich. But then I
Then
lost
I
all
got
of it.
greedy, and I lost all of it.
Yep, yep.
First, my
So I came
hubris.
back. Oh, I forgot the part where I mentioned it. I started a new life. I left home to start a new life.
Yeah, it's funny. I was playing video games the other night with a couple of friends, and one of them died, and he goes, "What killed me?" And I was like, "Your hubris."
You're dumb.
He was like, "Shut up." Oh,
How was your week?
my week has been pretty good. Pretty good. It's been kind of boring, mostly. Um, I've been working a lot,
Ooh.
but I've had a couple of really good nights. I managed to get like trips that one went out to Little Elm, and then another trip came back from Little Elm. So I was like, oh, good. I don't have to waste a bunch of gas getting all the way back. I'm actually making money on the way back.
Nice.
And then I had one last night that was all the way out to Ennis, and then someone in Ennis needed to come back to Dallas. And I was like, all right, cool. So,
Sweet.
yeah, it's pretty nice. People have been interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting, yeah. Nothing crazy though. Nothing insane.
Something insane did happen to me a little bit. I reached out to an old friend.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, to try and reconnect, and it's going well.
Oh. Yeah, I think you told me about that.
Mm-hmm. I
Oh
did.
good. Good. I'm glad it's going well.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes when we meet in person. We're gonna meet in person for drinks,
Yeah.
for lunch, not next Friday, but the Friday after, because I have a 4-day weekend that week for some reason.
Oh nice. So
I
you have a
actually
4-day
need to make
weekend
sure.
right after you had all this time off.
Well, it's not this Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is nice.
So your dad is doing okay though?
He's doing all right. Slow
Good.
healing, but he's doing all right.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would think it would be. And then the other one is doing okay.
Which one?
Nesto.
Yeah, still falling apart in ways, but right now he's playing Call of Duty with Alice.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so surviving.
Oh.
The
So.
boys, by the way, they have started Call of Duty.
Oh, really?
Both of them. And Aiden is like a beast at this point. We've been playing for a
Really?
couple of weeks. A couple of weeks with them. And you would not believe how good my 5-year-old is. It's insane.
Yeah. It's a young man's game.
I guess. He's addicted.
They have better reaction times.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why that I don't know if you heard about that kid that actually beat Tetris, like the first person to ever beat the original Tetris.
No, I haven't heard.
Yeah, so he made it to the actual kill screen on Tetris because back then they didn't actually have an end to those games. It was just after so many lines of code, the game would freak out and just crash.
He made it.
And yeah, he made it. It was well beyond what they originally thought was humanly possible. And this 13-year-old
Damn.
kid did it.
Wow.
Yeah. It was pretty impressive. And then some lady on the news, on BBC News, was just like, go outside and touch grass. Everybody was like, whoa, chill out, ho.
This bitch.
Yeah. Speaking of news, and I don't want to get political,
Mm.
but have you been hearing about what's going on at the border?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
You haven't heard about the huge border dispute that's going on, where the Texas governor is basically leaving troops out there from the National Guard to put up razor wire, but Joe Biden has the Border Patrol taking down razor wire.
No, I
And
haven't heard.
then the National Guard is going and putting it right back up. Well, Biden keeps saying, no, it's a federal order. You need to take them down. And Governor Abbott's like, nah, fam. We're gonna keep it up. And then there's been a lot of weirdness where there was threats of violence, almost Civil War-ish type stuff. Also, threats of secession from Texas, actually Governor Abbott talking about seceding, which I don't think is a good idea. With all the federal programs that we've got going on, I don't know how easily we could transition into being our own country,
Yeah.
But apparently there are 27 other states that have sided with Texas on this.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Things are getting down and dirty, huh?
Yeah, it's been crazy. I'm surprised you haven't heard about it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't even watch the news. I'm on TikTok all the time, and TikTok's been talking about it. And then I look up, articles and read them.
Meanwhile, I'm just watching a bunch of fairy house DIYs and cleaning TikToks and shit. That's what pops up in my feed.
I think that actually leads us directly into the beginning. So are you ready to get started?
I am.
All right, well, hit him with the intro, Tasha.
Welcome to What Am Dreams. I am one of your hosts, Tasha, and I'm here with
Dustin.
And we're here to talk to you about dreams. Dreams, dreams, dreams.
Not your best.
No. fuck off. There's this one scene. It's in Legends with what's his name? The guy who plays Bane, Tom Hardy.
Oh yeah.
There's a scene in Legends where it's twin brothers and they're gangsters and they're about to get into a brawl. So it looks like it's going to be 2 against 1, the twins against several members of a different gang. And
Yeah.
Ernesto's like obsessed with that scene. So because he also watches Peaky Blinders, which is also
Mm.
American Gangster pre. Well, I think it's like 1919 is when Peaky Blinders started. So it's right around that time.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's a scene in Legends where he's like about to fight in a gangster bar brawl, and one of the twins is like, y'all are terrible gangsters. Fuck off, fuck off. And then he like walks out of the bar and leaves his twin in there alone. Well, yeah, Nessa's always doing that. Fuck off. Terrible,
Well,
terrible.
I mean, it's funny because you guys did get me that keychain that says "fuck off."
Yeah,
Was there also a mug that said "fuck off"?
there was.
Yeah.
There was a mug, yeah.
All right. Well, do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
I guess I'll start with the fairy house dream.
All right.
I titled it Fairy House Tutorial, and I texted you about it already. But, okay, so in this dream, I remember rushing through school on foot. And apparently I was a college student, and the building I was supposed to have class in was a 4-story building, and I was running kind of late. I knew I could probably make it on time if I hurried, but also in this dream I had a bum knee, so that was awesome,
Like you do in real life. Okay.
like I do in real
Mhm.
life. And so I knew I couldn't run, but I was trying to hurry as fast as I could. And I knew I probably could not run up 4 flights of stairs and be on time, even if without a bum
4
knee, because
flights.
4 flights, because it was
Jesus.
on the 4th floor. So yeah, even without a bum knee, I was sure I was not going to make it on time unless I took the elevator. So I was hoping for a fast elevator ride, but there was a bunch of other turds in the school who were also taking the elevator and stopping on every floor. So of course I was cutting it pretty close. And I even remember, it's a weird detail to remember in the dream, but I remember a girl who was, it was just me and another girl left in the elevator for some reason, and she had just gotten in, and for some reason she thought it was going to go down, but it was actually going up to the 4th floor, and she was like, I meant for it to go up to the 4th floor. And I was like, well, next time maybe make sure you go. I don't know what I said. It was something snippy. It was something with an attitude. Make sure I'm not in
That's
the
not
elevator
you.
with you next time. I don't know, something like that. No, that was
Yeah, it's
not me.
definitely not you though.
No, no, it wasn't. And she's just like, and so she suffered through going to all the way to the 4th floor, and then she had to go back down. But anyways, that was a weird detail. I got off the elevator, and I was running through, like, it was a big lobby looking area. Also a bunch of people on that floor trying to rush to get to class. And I saw also through like glass windows that classes have already started in some places. So I was like, shit, 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 shit. And I knew I had to cross over and go to the right. So luckily I knew at least where I was going and I wasn't lost. And I could have made it on time. And I remember looking up and seeing a clock. And I saw the second hand moving as I was running. It was like a movie, I guess. There was an awareness of myself through my own eyes, but also an awareness
Yeah.
of like watching me watch the clock. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was weird. And so the seconds were ticking down, and I saw my class from afar, who were already all seated, and the teacher was already talking to them, and they could all see me approaching. And there was a classmate of mine who was like, hurry up, like, you're gonna make it. He was kind of like beckoning me, but without talking, giving me a little encouragement. And I
Yeah.
did not make it. I did not make it before the second hand got to, the hour that marked me late. And so the teacher was like, and you are tardy in front of everybody. And I was like, awesome. Great. What a bitch. Okay. So I sat down. I was kind of in at the front of the room, and there were other students around me. So it seemed like a normal class going, like, just taking place. And I knew for some reason this is an English class. So I did not want to be late for English class. However, walking in the teacher had been talking, so she just picked up where she left off, and she was giving them a tutorial on how to make a fairy house using modeling wax, which I don't think is a thing, and molds.
Hmm.
In the dream, it looked more like clay, though. Looked like modeling clay. And it acted
Yeah.
like it, too. So she was molding brown wax into what looked like a tree trunk, and it was like miniature, gingerbread house size.
Yeah.
And she was molding also little stairs for steps. So she'd stick the clay into the stairs mold and then pop the clay out, and then it'd be in the perfect shape for steps, and she'd like add it up gradually onto the little fairy tree. And the whole time she was doing this, she was explaining what she was doing. And I also remember this is a very detailed dream, and I don't know why it was so incredibly detailed. Oh, by the way, the tutor looked like Miranda Otto. I don't I don't think it was her. She just resembled
I have
her.
no idea who that is, but for
Really?
anybody out there that does, congratulations.
You should look her up and then you'd recognize her.
I don't think I would. I'm going to be 100% honest.
Ugh, I think you
The
would.
only Miranda I know is Miranda Cosgrove.
No, you'd recognize her. Okay, anyways. And she was detailing what she would do to make it look better. So she started talking about like the paint that she would use to make it look more realistic, and she started talking about like the glittering tint with a bunch of with heavy pigmented paint or powder that she would tinge it with to make it look sparkly like fairies, to make it look magical. And the whole time there was like a kid, well, not a kid, but a college student who was watching her avidly taking notes, and she was like, for some, we were following along. I missed that detail. We were also following along with our own modeling wax we had set up, and we didn't have the paints and stuff that she did, but we had the wax at least. So we were molding it with her. And as the our teacher was, explaining everything to us, she'd occasionally look up at ours, and she started like complimenting this other student, one of my peers, and every compliment she gave her, she's like puffing out her chest, like she was just eating it up. She was such a teacher's pet.
It sounds like you, honestly.
Oh yeah, I was jealous. I was definitely jealous. So I'd like roll my eyes. I'm like, what dumb bitch. And she said, and I think I'll give this, like, she had like little craft supplies that she would use to decorate the tiny fairy house, and she's like, and I'll give this to a student who I know deserves it, and she ended up giving it to that one kid who was like
Oh yeah.
eating it all up. I was like, ugh, eye roll. But I was thinking I'm gonna blow all of this out of the water. Like the whole time, I'm like, I can do so many things. And I was thinking how I can make it better, like using like I don't know, like an old shoe or maybe a
Okay.
hat, like a life-size shoe and a life-size hat, because that would give it a more like realistic fairy house vibe. Because they're just using, human things for their own
Yeah.
purposes. I'm like, this is gonna be a piece of cake, and I was so excited about trying, like taking it home and working on it at home. And I was thinking about all of the supplies I had at the house that I could use to make this fairy house just like the best fairy house for my English teacher in college. I think I was even thinking about what kinds of things my parents could help me buy. And yeah, that's all I remember from that dream. I woke up excited about trying the fairy house, trying to build one, and worried about getting more supplies.
Nice.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, you were super into it.
I really was. Yeah. So I was pretty bummed when reality hit. And I was like, damn, I'm a whole adult. I'm not in an English class with an eclectic teacher who is making us do a fairy project for our first assignment. I don't have to worry about these supplies actually, and I gotta go to work tomorrow. Back.
By the way, I looked up Miranda Otto. I've never seen that woman in my life.
Nuh-uh.
For
Really?
real. Yeah.
Well, I don't even know what else she plays in, but she plays in some things.
She's in a lot of things that I haven't seen. Like Talk to Me. I didn't see that with the hand.
Oh yeah.
Um, and then the things that I did see that she was in, I honestly don't like. Uh, and it's people always tell me, "Oh, you should like that. You should like Lord of the Rings." Did not like those movies.
Really?
Really, they're too long.
That makes sense.
It's 3 movies of people walking to a volcano.
Yeah, she's in some, I guess she is in several horror films. I liked her in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Didn't watch that show either.
It was alright.
I like the original Sabrina with Melissa Joan Hart.
Then you probably would not like the new one.
So I had several dreams,
Okay.
but I can't remember a lot of details from them. I can remember the main like focus of the dream, but I will give you the one that I have the most details from because it was weird. And all of these, one thing that they have in common is that they're all nap dreams.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I remember in this dream, I had gone to go see a movie, and when I came out of the movie, I was looking for my car, and my car was gone. Someone had stolen it,
Oh no.
and I was like searching the entire parking lot because I was like pretty sure I parked it here, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I parked it over here. And I was looking at all the other cars. None of them were mine. And it was just gone, gone. So I tried calling people to like come pick me up, but no one would answer. And so then I like started walking down the side of the highway to like see if, I could find my car parked off anywhere. Um,
Hmm.
but as I got further down the highway, there was this giant crash that had happened on the highway. There were a couple of buses involved, and like there was there were like people that were dead inside the buses, but like it was like they had burned up because they were all like charred and everything.
Yeah.
And so like I'm looking and watching all this, and then like I hear somebody arguing and they're talking about like that the reason they caused the bus crash was because of somebody was cheating on somebody else. And I was just like, well, this is a dumb reason for you to cause a crash. Um,
Yeah, it is.
and and so then like I start just like running through it, and I don't ever get to my car because as I get to the end of the bus crash, that's when I woke up.
Ugh, of course.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something happened that prevented you from getting to your car. But no, of course it ended where it
No.
begins.
Yeah, I have no idea whatever happened to my car, but I will say that in the dream, I was upset at first, but then I was a little relieved because I was like, you know what? Insurance will pay for this. If it got stolen,
Yeah?
insurance will pay for it. And guess what? I don't have to pay for my car then.
Jeez.
Yeah. So there was a little bit of me that was a little excited about it. I was a little happy. I was like, all right, cool. I woke up secretly going, man, if only somebody would actually steal my car.
Oh, you did not.
I did a little bit. Just a little bit, though.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
That reminds me, there was a really bad crash on 77 several days ago. We were trying to go get Sonic slushies after I had picked up Julian from school, me and Aiden and Julian. And we went down, we were going to go down the 77 way,
Mm-hmm.
and it was all blocked off. And there were like, I thought at least a dozen police cars, but we read about it on I don't know if it was next door or if it was on a neighborhood Facebook post, but mom showed me comments and people said there's like at least 20 cars, 20, police cars over there and fire truck, ambulance, all the stuff. Apparently there was a bad crash, real bad crash.
That does not surprise me, though. Things are getting crazy out here.
I guess.
So I mean, I've seen people driving like maniacs out there. So
Yeah, that makes sense. You are out there more than me.
also, this has nothing to do with what we were talking about, but I saw this earlier and it made me laugh. Sort of. There was a Dairy Queen in Texas that was selling meth with their soft serves.
No,
Yeah.
that's terrible. Oh my God. So I bet they had a pretty good customer base.
Yeah. They're like, you know what? I could use some more of that ice cream with those crystals on it.
Jesus. And imagine when it's closed and people are having like cravings.
Withdrawals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet they had some pissed customers too, at least until they were open.
Oh, right. Where's
Ah,
my meth?
that is fucking wild. Wait, so they knew it was meth in there?
I mean, I don't know. This was just an article that I read the tag for.
Oh. If they knew, that'd be a different story. But if they didn't, that is wild.
Yeah.
So about driving, Alice is driving more and more.
Oh yeah.
We
Is
have her
she liking it?
practicing. And she loves it. Of course, she's got a big old ego about it. She's got things to work on. And she's ready. She's like, can I take the permit test now? Like, girl,
Nice.
she's not even looked at the book yet. Apparently, they
Yeah.
have it
You
online
don't really
now.
need to.
I don't know.
I
I
didn't look at
don't
the
know.
book.
And you did fine, huh?
Yeah. The written portion is the easy part.
Okay. Hmm. Maybe right.
As long as she knows like what the signs all mean and everything, she should be good.
Yeah.
All right, what's your other dream that you have?
Other dream?
Well, I think you have a few.
Yeah. I started
And OnlyFans?
no. Yes.
Well, I don't know. You took forever to finish your sentence.
I started putting episode title so that I could search for them easier now. So, okay, so there's one dream I had. I titled After Party Cleaning. I was with my fellow English teachers at a party. I
Yeah.
don't remember getting there. No, I don't really remember getting there. I just remember being at a party with them, and there was drinking. It seemed like a house party. I don't know whose house it was though. It seemed like kind of a mansion. And there was drinking, and some people were dancing, some music was playing. I remember hanging out by a couch talking to some people. I don't know who I was talking to or what we were talking about, but I remember I wasn't around my fellow English teachers.
Yeah.
And after a while of hanging out with some other people, I looked up and I didn't see any of them. So I started looking around for them, and I couldn't find any of them at the party. And I was like, what the heck? Where'd they go? And then later on, I found out from someone that they had left already. Like all of them had left together
Okay.
without me. My insecurities are showing. Okay,
Yeah.
'cause, like I haven't been at work for a while, so I'm feeling pretty left out of the loop. Though they're very sweet and they've kept me updated on everything. So yeah, that's all I remember from that dream.
Oh, okay.
That was it. It was just a stupid stress dream.
Yeah. I had some of those. I'll tell you. I don't know what it is because I understand you having stress dreams. But me, I haven't. I mean, I guess I've been stressed as always about money. Because money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you, it sounds like your stress dreams lean on your insecurities a little bit.
No, yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much. That and death. Oh my god, in toilets.
Yeah, toilets. All kinds of water in toilets.
Fears and insecurities, toilets. Which reminds me, I had a dream recently. I titled it Japan Hotel Stay.
Okay.
Okay, in that dream, there was a toilet, but it wasn't dirty. It was nice and clean. Okay, so, and I'm just going to talk about it now. In that dream, I was staying in a cheap hotel in Japan, and they were very frugal with how they spent their energy, I guess,
Mhm.
how energy was expended in the hotel. So they had shared like public shared restrooms for the guests.
Ugh.
Like one guest may have a toilet in their room while the another guest may have just a bath and no toilet in their room. So you were expected to keep your room door unlocked so that other guests could use your toilet if they needed to,
Nope.
or
Nope.
other
Mm-mm.
guests could use your
Never
bath
gonna
if they
happen.
needed to. I know, right? I mean, it's not unlike a public restroom almost, kind of.
Nope.
Anyways, so there was that. But so my room had the toilet. And I guess I was staying in Japan with my family because my dad was across the hall, and both my parents were across the hall. But I remember my dad being there and popping into my door asking me questions about the Wi-Fi. Like, how do I hook up to the Wi-Fi? And I had to explain to him. It didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense in real life. But in my dream, it made total sense. And I was like, here's how you do it. First, you have to type this in, and then you're in.
Okay.
It was more complicated than that, but yeah, in the
Yeah.
dream. And there was one point in the dream where I was going to use the toilet and went into the bathroom, and they had like a sparkling clean toilet. And I had a shower in mine too, which was nice to me. But I remember other guests being in there at the same time, so it was kind of like what's it called where you share a bathroom with another room.
Adjoining.
Yeah, okay. So it
Or
was like
Jack and Jill.
yeah, it was a Jack and Jill restroom because there were other guests in there already.
Mm.
And they were lined up to use the towels that were provided. And the towels were really small and they looked like just large pads. Not like
Okay.
not like sanitary pads for girls, but just large. You know, like those mats that you lay on the floor for puppies for training.
Yeah.
It was like
The puppy
those.
pee pads.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was exactly like those, only a little thicker. And they're explaining to each other all you have to do is rub yourself with this to dry off. And they're showing each other how to do it because apparently they were new to it too. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, and it soaked up moisture like a diaper. And I was like, oh wow. And they're like, and afterwards you can just dispose of it. So it was like a disposable towel. I was like, this
Yeah.
is cool. So I was like enjoying the amenities. In real life, I would not enjoy sharing a bathroom.
No, I don't think anybody would.
But in the dream, I was like, huh, this isn't so bad. Plus, it's cheap, and we're getting all this and that and this. And I remember, too, that there was like a little area where you could make your own bed, but like make it, like build it.
Okay.
You had to build it out of Legos. They look like big old Legos,
What were you staying in an IKEA?
I guess. And they were colored. They were like, but also transparent. So, oh, you know what makes me? I think I dreamt about this because because I watched a stupid video on people building an igloo using colored water.
Oh, I've seen that one on TikTok. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it on TikTok.
So the blocks look just like those, only they were Lego shaped. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. You can make your own bed and however big or small that you want it. And I was showing the kids how to make it. I think that was it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's all I remember from that dream. I was just enjoying the little amenities that we had in the hotel.
Well, I mean, it sounds awful. I would never, I would never want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. In real life I would not want to do that. No.
Um, especially if the toilet was in your room, like that just means that people are going to be blowing up your bathroom
I
and you're
know.
going to have to be in there smelling it.
Yeah. I wouldn't have
Yeah,
liked that at all.
no, thank you. All right. So, one of my other dreams, again, like I said, the rest of these very, very short descriptions. So, I had a dream that no one wished me a happy birthday, except for my dad. Like, it went the entire day, and my dad was the only person that wished me a happy birthday, you know? My
Mm.
birthday's coming up, and I guess for some reason that was in my head. Um, I mean, in reality, I don't super care about my birthday. Um, you know,
You care if people say it.
I don't.
Do.
You do. No, I don't. What? Shut
Well,
up.
you were real salty about it in group message last year.
I was joking.
Uh-huh. So you say.
I was. You guys all suck. But yeah, that was the whole dream. Was that I just spent an entire day with no one saying happy birthday except my dad.
Oh, so unnecessary stress again.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, not even my mom. You know, nobody. And I was like, oh, okay, that's that's cool, I guess. You know, she just gave birth to me. She should remember.
Jeez.
But anyway, that was that dream. And then I also had a dream that I was on some huge game show, and the final prize was something that no one had ever won, and my team. It was kind of like Amazing Race, but it was all in like a big studio. Um, and then my team was getting really close to winning it, and I could hear like the announcers talking about how no one's ever won before, blah blah blah, you know, and it was making me even more stressed because I was like, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it, and then I woke up before
Oh my
it happened.
gosh. Before the race?
No, before the end,
Oh.
'cause we were about to win. We were
You
so
suck.
close to winning. And then,
Jeez.
you know, and I was hearing them saying, no one's ever won the grand prize before.
And no one did. Because you
I'd
woke
like to
up.
think that we did. I like to think that we did.
No, you didn't. You woke up.
Nope, we did.
Mm-mm.
We did it.
You're a
We did
bunch
it.
of losers.
Congratulations to me. Just me, though. The rest of the team, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, so, yeah. That was all of that dream. So that sucked. What about you? You got some more?
I do. I'm going to talk about Parade Stolen Kiss. This one was short. Because all I remember of this dream was hanging out with a friend who looked like Aubrey Plaza.
Oh,
I
I
don't
like
know
Aubrey Plaza.
what is with me in dreaming of celebrity lookalikes. Like, they're not the actual celebrities, but they look like them. Yeah,
I don't know.
I like her too. She's weird and funny. Anyways, so
Yeah.
I was hanging out, we were joking around, don't remember what we were talking about, and also we were hanging out in a strange place. It was on a parade float. So
All right.
it was sunshine, we're going down the street on a parade float, don't know what for, but there was crowds around, watching the parade, and we were just chatting. And in front of us was another parade float that was very close. Close enough to where if we really wanted to, we could jump onto that float and be on the other float. So after
Okay.
chatting for a while, we started talking about the guys who were on the parade float in front of us. And one of them looked like, oh damn, I forget what he looked like. Hang on. I texted it to
Taylor
you.
Lautner.
Is that what I said? That's not what I
No.
said.
No, not at
You
all.
suck. Stop changing my memories.
Okay.
So the guys on the float in front of us, one of them looked like Michael
Michael
Keaton.
Keaton.
And we talked
Yeah.
about, yeah, there it is. We talked about how this guy looked like Michael Keaton. Um, and we're trying to think, like, is it him? Is it really? So we're just thinking to ourselves and chatting. We're like, maybe that's him. And I was like, and she was like, you dare me to go up to him? And I was like, I dare you to go up to him. And she's like, I'm gonna do it. And so she she went up there. She stood up on our float and then she jumped up onto the other float. And I couldn't hear them, but I watched them. I couldn't hear what they were saying. She was chatting them up. And they were both laughing. And then she immediately like grabbed his face and kissed him. She kissed him.
You kissed him, is what you said.
Me?
Just now, you said I kissed him. I mean, she kissed him.
No, she kissed him. And
Uh-huh.
I was watching them, and he looked so surprised. And she just giggled and then jumped over back to our float. I was like, dude, you just kissed Michael Keaton. She was like, dude, I just kissed Michael Keaton. And he was kind of like, but he was like offended. He was surprised. And after registering it for a second, he was offended. He's like, I got a wife, man. And that's
But
all I remember from that.
funny enough, that does sound like something that Aubrey Plaza would do.
Yeah, man.
She's like, when am I ever going to get the chance to do that again? And then she
Yeah.
would just do it.
Yep.
And then she would make it as weird as possible.
Yeah, it sounds like something like she would do. Only Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of like interviews with her where she's just insane. Like her on Conan O'Brien is always funny.
I think I've seen one.
She talked about how when she was in school, she used to follow this teacher. Like she'd be in a box following this teacher, like home and everything.
Oh my God.
And the teacher would just be like, "You have to stop doing this," and she would just ignore her and pretend that she was just in the box, like nothing was happening. It's like, you're so weird. It's interesting that you had Michael Keaton. Like,
Yeah. I think it's because I had recently watched The Other Guys with Alice.
oh yeah,
He's
and he's the
hilarious in that.
captain.
Yeah. He's freaking
Captain, you
hilarious
gotta
in
let
that.
me fly. I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
Yep, that's the one.
Peacocks don't fly. Captain, just let him have it.
And there's that one scene where they start fighting at the funeral, and the captain walks up to them, and he's like yelling, but whispering.
Yeah,
It's fucking hilarious. And he's also, in I forget what movie. It must be the Flash movie.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
because he was an old Bruce Wayne.
Mhm. He was good in that.
Yeah, he was good in the other Batmans he was in.
Mhm.
Oh, have you seen Multiplicity?
It sounds familiar.
He learns how to duplicate himself,
Yeah, I think
and he
so. But
starts creating copies of himself so that he can take a break while all of his clones do other things.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Yeah. But the more clones he makes, the dumber they get. It's like, it starts affecting their brain. And so he makes one that's just absolutely not okay mentally.
yeah. I gotta rewatch some Michael Keaton films. Oh, plus Beetlejuice. Love
Yeah,
him in
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Which he's supposed to be in Beetlejuice too, but I don't know when they're ever going to start filming that.
Who knows?
I think he and Winona Ryder have both signed on, along with Tim Burton, so
Yep,
I'll be excited when it happens.
me too.
All right, so I only had one other dream. It was one of those dreams that really got me when I woke up because it was so weird. But I had a dream that a bunch of people that I knew were in like a competition with the devil, right?
Interesting.
And so like they were winning, but the the devil was like, letting them win basically,
Yeah,
uh, so that he could trick them into like thinking they were doing really well, and then he was possessing some of them, and then while he was possessing them, like I was talking to my dad, and he was like, "You can't trust anybody. You can't even trust me right now." He was like, "So, you'll have to fight the devil in in the way that you only you can or whatever." And then I was like, "Okay." And then at one point, like I tried to find out if somebody was was possessed by like saying "God bless you" or whatever.
Mhm.
But then like my dad was like, "That doesn't work. That just saying God or whatever isn't gonna mess with him. You
Right.
have to do like the power of Christ compels you type things." Um, and then I tried like touching one of them, one of the people that was possessed, and my dad was like, "Don't do that either. If you touch them, you could easily get transfer the possession to you. So you need to stop. Don't get that close to them." And it was all of this was what was happening in this dream, and then I woke up going, "All right, so I think I should go back to church."
So
So
have you gone?
I haven't,
Okay.
but I thought about it.
Yeah.
I thought about it today,
So
but I didn't.
it was unsettling.
It was very unsettling the way that
Okay.
it was going on.
When you said it got me. I thought I didn't know what you meant. How did it
Yeah,
get you?
it got to me to where I was like, "Ooh, I don't like this," because I never like dreaming about like demons or devils or anything like that. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
that's the
understandable.
that's that Catholic in me.
Cause okay, so I thought you meant at first humorously. So when you started talking about the dream, I was picturing Tenacious D.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah, in there, spat
yeah.
with the
No, I
devil.
mean, yeah, but that's just the Catholic in me.
Yeah. Are you planning on going back?
Uh, Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
So, do you have any other dreams that you want to talk about?
Nope.
All right, well then I guess we've done it. We need to move on to recommendations.
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 Recommendations. All right. This week I'm going to recommend a book.
Book.
A book. It
A
is
blooming
titled
book.
a book. It is
All right.
called The House in the Cerulean Sea, and I just finished it. I think today. Yeah, I finished it literally today. It is by T.J. Klune, and man, it is a very moving read.
Oh, okay.
So it starts
Did
out
you
with
cry?
this. I did. I cried several times, and not for sad things, just for happy things. It was just delightful. That's how my friend described it.
Oh,
It was just
oh, okay.
delightful. I don't know a better word. But okay, so it starts out with a man who works for the department in charge of magical youth. So in this universe, there are magic people and there
Mm-hmm.
are non-magic people, kind of like Harry Potter. So there are also exists magical creatures in this world. And in this world also, they're not really I guess it doesn't say this in the beginning of the book, but they're not really well liked. It's kind of the humans against the magical population. So, the department in charge of magical youth are run by humans, and the story follows this middle-aged man. He's the main character who is balding and who always describes himself as having a spare tire around his person because he's a little overweight, according to himself. And this is part of the premise in the book, so I'm not revealing anything that's not on the back of the book. He's given an assignment to go check out an orphanage. Part of his job is going out into the field and checking out orphanages to make sure they're taking care of the children in the right ways and like they're up to code and whatever, and that they can either stay open or that they need to shut down. He's kind of the evaluator. He's assigned an orphanage he's never heard of, and he's told that it's a classified level 4 orphanage because of the types of orphans who are there. And he's not given much more information than that. The creatures at this orphanage / children are unlike any others in the world. So he's told that going in.
Okay.
But he's assigned to evaluate them in 3 weeks. So he has to actually go live in the house with them. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. So the book follows him in his evaluation of this home over the 3 weeks that he stays with them and the headmaster of the house. And it's just so lovely. I cannot stress how
Are you
delightful
crying right
a
now?
read it was. No, I'm not. I just don't know how else to express such joy. If you read this book, I highly recommend it. If you read this book, you can tell, like the author, you can tell that he knows, he has experience. He either has his own kids or he's worked with little kids because they're like honest to a fault in the book, and it's hilarious and also very heartwarming. So yeah, it just follows his relationships with them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
if you're looking for the most heartwarming read ever, fantasy wise, please read this book. It is delightful.
All
Delightful.
Yes, if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely check it out.
Check it out.
Do you know if you can get it as an audiobook anywhere? That's the way I consume most of my books now, is in audio form.
Yep, it is.
Okay, good. Good. I would imagine you can find it on Audible then.
Yes, you can.
Sweet. All right, yeah, so everyone check that out.
The House in the Cerulean Sea. All right, what you got?
All right. So I'm going to go semi-childish. We talked about Batman earlier because of Michael Keaton,
Right.
and it made me think about some of the Superman and Batman animated movies that I've seen. And there are a couple that are really, really good. One of my favorites is called Superman Batman Public Enemies.
Okay.
So it's an animated film that sees Superman and Batman on the run because they are framed for things that they obviously didn't do. It has Kevin Conroy as the voice of Batman. God rest his soul. The best Batman that has ever existed. And Tim Daly as the voice of Superman. And they were both from the 90s cartoon shows.
Okay.
But this movie came out 2010-ish? Something like 2009?
All right.
Maybe 2008. But somewhere in that area because it came out while I was working for Blockbuster. Some great lines from the movie. Always a good time if you're into superhero stuff and DC and Batman in particular, which, I mean, come on, who's not into Batman?
Yeah.
But that's it. That's the one that I recommend
All right.
for now.
And what's it called again?
Superman, Batman, Public Enemies.
All right, check it out. We did it.
We did it.
Yeah. Hit him with the outro, Dustin.
Da da da.
Thank you, Little Dreamers, for listening.
Little Dreamers is our $5 Patreon subscription tier.
Listen to us on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts until 2024.
Thanks for that, Google.
Sirius, Pandora, and YouTube, with YouTube Music and Apple Podcasts coming soon.
You can find us on our socials at TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere else that you think of social media.
Also, email us your dreams at whatmdreams@gmail.com so that we can hear from some of
what you have dreamt about. And, we might judge you harshly. I don't know. We'll see.
We will, but also it'll be fun, so it's cool. Thank you again for listening. Bye.
Bye. Forever.
No, never.
I was playing my piano earlier and my dog was like tripping. Because I guess he's never heard me play the piano and he was just like, oh. And I was like, all right, chill out, bro.
That's funny.
And if you don't like it, just say so.
I think he was.
No, he was free. He was whining. He was like, oh my God, what is that noise?
What's happening to my ears? Is something wrong? Are we in danger?
Yes. So much danger.